Dan entered channel.
Welcome, Dan.
Welcome, boss.
Boss.
Stale popcorn entered channel.
There, I got here.
There's Stale Popcorn
Great.
Farts. Welcome aboard this fine day.
Now, are you able to read the chat boxes, or do we need to read it to you?
Well, it's like this. I'm borrowing a monitor that cuts out about every 5 minutes, so I have to turn it off and back on frequently. But other than that, I'm looking at it right now. For a second monitor, that's why you'll notice a second monitor donation bar up on the top there. That's what I will do with any donations, is put it toward my monitor so I can do better streaming and make it easier map making.
I've only got my personal computer on, so I only got one screen on right now, so I can watch the on my second monitor. I got one screen, so I can watch the chat. Other than that, I don't have it on. Other than that, that's what I'm doing right now. So
I'm just driving around. Whoa, I just rolled a tractor. I hate when I do that. Nobody look. I think I'm going to need some help. Let's get some big equipment.
If I can find you, come over there and bump you.
I'm over. I don't even know where I went. I was just wandering aimlessly, waiting for 9 o'clock to roll around so I can start showing these people some of the stuff and make sure everybody's here before I do.
Okay, are you going to go up to that Twitcher thing?
Twitchster is up and running.
Okay, I show offline on everybody.
With that link, you must need to refresh because you and I are broadcasting. Where did
Okay,
I
I just
there it is.
reset everything. Got one person live. Yeah, I got it.
Cool deal.
Are you rolled somewhere?
Yeah, I'm fixing it. I'm bringing the the big scorpion over to upright my tractor.
Okay, I got a big machine here. I can push you over.
It's done. I was just cutting some trees for a sawmill. We'll bring the sawmill over.
I noticed that at the mine area, you got another buy symbol there. Is that something else coming up?
Another buy symbol?
Yeah, one of those symbols where you purchase something. A buyable objects symbol.
At the mine, huh?
At the mine.
No, I don't have anything new there.
Interesting. I'll have to go look for it, see if I can find that sucker.
Does Dan know he's on, that he could talk, or can he not talk because he doesn't have a mic?
His mic isn't working.
Should be able to talk through this symbol here. You should be able to hear me now through that.
We can hear you, but they can't hear you on the stream. Thanks for the follow.
Well, they cannot hear me.
The Twitch streamers won't be because you're talking through a different computer.
Oh, well, screw 'em then.
That's nice.
But if they're watching Dave's stream,
Yeah, if they're watching my
Dave is-
stream, they will,
they should be able to pick up his audio.
absolutely. Alright.
Try that. See if you can pick up my audio on Dave's stream.
They would have to highlight mine to be the main stream, I believe.
Oh well. Correct, and they could just hit correct. Well, I know that you could pick me up on Dave's stream.
Yeah, anybody can hear you on my stream because I'm broadcasting the mumble.
Oh, yeah, ask Dave is just sitting here, both of us.
Cool.
Well, thank you, Wes Davis.
I have to thank S. Davis as well for helping everybody out on the farm, the forums, because it saves me a lot of extra work. So the Twitch audio is not working. I think it plays whatever stream you have. I don't know. I never used the audio there.
All of the Twitch streams right now are muted. You have to unmute one of them, only one. Otherwise, you get that goofy
Right.
overlay.
Well, here I am down at the what do you call it? The new sawmill. I'm going to dump some logs in if I can. Get it running. Next time I come back, it will be running actually, making some boards.
Is there any coal in it?
Yeah, we filled them up with coal. I just got it stuck over here. I'm having one of those days. Danny, where are you, Danny?
Did you do a no-no?
I'm stuck on the logs. I'll get out and push.
Where you at? I come. Yeah.
At one of the new, one of the new mill. I tried to push a log into the trigger that fell off my wagon earlier.
Oh, one of the... I got to think of where you're at. Are you close to the Shell station?
Yeah, the
Okay, that's
sawmill.
I'm in that neighborhood.
Sawmill closest to the Shell station.
Oh, okay. I just seen you on my my split screen. That's a coming.
Yeah, oh, maybe sometimes disconnecting and reconnecting things helps. No, that isn't going to do it either. That might do it. Thank you. Ooh, got the big coal truck out. Well, we'll have to get that log some other time, or we could play log hockey all day.
I figured that was big enough, was heavy enough it should be able to move you. I'm on the process of filling up Andre's log maker this time. I just filled up the yellow farms, Now I'm on Andres. I don't know. I got a hunch everybody's run out of coal by now.
Now I filled Andres in these two earlier today, so Andres should be good. And then I dumped the rest down at the cement factory.
Okay, well, I'm almost at Andres now, so I just go ahead and continue my trip.
You continue your trip. Hello, Memelar. How you doing today? I have a second monitor that cuts out about every 5 minutes, so I will catch you guys at sometimes if you're typing out to me today. But eventually, I hope to get a second monitor that actually works full time. Yeah, if you unmute my stream, you should be able to hear Dan, which is Hunter Farmer, as well, because he's talking on our Mumble. It's just that his Mumble's on a separate computer from his Twitch because his sound's not working on his computer. Hey, Phil. Where you should be? Where are you? He's one of our guys here. Monitor blackout. I have to let it sit for a few minutes before I can see what everybody's typing. That's a pain in the butt.
Hi, Phil. We missed you.
He was here yesterday, wasn't he?
Oh, he comes and goes a lot.
Yeah, he comes and goes. Where is the weight to this tractor? Somebody took it off the back. Oh, there it is.
When you come in, Phil, I got 3 pallets of logs ready for you.
Philly don't entered channel.
Phil not here.
Filio!
Hey.
Welcome aboard.
Good evening, gents.
Good evening to you. If you want to join the live broadcast, you're more than welcome. I just have to add you to the
Phil don't stream.
Phil don't stream.
Only for educational purposes only.
Well, we're
Show my dad how to use his computer.
we're educating people today. We're educating them on the new features that we added and uploaded to our server today to see if they work. But we haven't started yet because it's now 9 o'clock, so I can do some things if everybody really wants to see some of the new stuff.
I'm gonna eat and then I'll get on and fiddle fart around for a little while.
My monitor keeps cutting out now. Yeah, finally get one working part-time. And now it won't stay on for more than 2 seconds. And I tipped the tractor over again. Thanks for the follow, whoever that was. Yeah,
I-23.
not right now. I'm talking to people on the internet. Give me a few minutes. I think my eyes just went down. Yeah, they did. I can't get them back up. Which really kind of stinks. I'm not just talking about the tractor that I just mute all the logs slide out of my truck. It's a bad day for me over here. But the second monitor I'm trying to use is giving me a black screen of death.
Do I see your tractor leg in an odd angle?
Yeah, it did it again.
Outrageous.
But I got it back up. I just don't have my second monitor, so I can't see what anybody's typing again, Dan. So if you get any messages, you can relay them until I can't get it to turn back on. It's a bad monitor. Notice the donation bar at the top. There's a good purpose for that. And there's a new...
Let's see now. A guy by the name of Phil said he's ready for dinner. He got going for the ballpark. Troutmouth just told you that he is addicted to your map. Excellent, Troutmouth. I love it. And Phil says, thanks for stopping, Troutmouth. And Davis says, well, at least you got the man truck to push you over.
Yeah.
And that's
Yep.
the most exciting thing going on between now and the time you get your monitor started.
I gotta give it a rest, I think. Giving it a rest for just a few minutes while I put a few more logs and see if I can get it to come back on. It would be nice if I could see what people were typing. The biggest problem now that I have all the screens dragged onto that second monitor is if I minimize out of here, I can't even see anything. Unless I unplug the monitor and have it default back to single monitor. The screens are all over there. Yeah, we work through things like that though. Anyhow, I think, where do we want to start today? The fishing is a one-time thing because we only have one boat and it goes out and takes 8 hours. And that will be reserved for later. But we have lots of things we can show multiple times. And some people have seen most of it. If they've been jumping in and catching our little testing streams. Be back in just a second. Alright, I'm back. Kids. I'm not too fond of this log trailer at all. For several reasons. It sounds like I have another follow. Thank you for the follow. At least I have the audio clue.
It is.
The bad touch.
Razor. Also, 2 follows. The bad touch and now Razor. Or, nope, that was the other way around. Thanks, both of you, for the follows. And, alright. Danny, you there? Where are you, Dan?
I'm near my farm, heading towards you. You did it again. I see it now. I'm heading that way.
Well, let's go up into the gravel pit, and we'll show them what the gravel pit looks like right now.
Oh, there's a tractor in there right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab something and go up there. For starters, let's see what I have available. Okay, I've got the Cat 980 here. That'll work. So basically, if you caught the message on the forums today, I was talking about the new fillable gravel planes that filled up the gravel pit. And you can see there's quite a change here as I'm driving through. And this has actually been, Danny spent a good part of the day moving some gravel walls back so we could get the bigger equipment down into, at least to the coal area. So we have tons of gravel dug up already. But there's no more buyable piles. We just have piles such as this that you dig into. Well, let me get the shovel. That's right, this one's upside down. But anyway, yeah, you just dig into the walls. The piles eventually disappear and make more room. If you do happen to get the gravel piles and all the piles down all the way, there are hidden ones that are replenishable, so you will never run out. But it'll be a while before you uncover those. And my monitor's back up temporarily anyway. So we'll go for a loop as far as I can go around the gravel pit. You can see there's lots and lots of gravel filled in, and this has already been cut back considerably. Like, how many millions do you think you moved today, Dan? 3 or 4 million? I think the whole gravel area has about 55 million in gravel in those plains, which should be enough for everybody. And down here you can see that coal area. We had to move the coal dispenser out here because, yeah, you got to do the same thing. This I just put on the server today. The gravel was up the other day. Gave those guys a little time to chop at it.
Warrior entered channel.
I moved 3 million gravel, 1 million salt, and 1 million stone to get that far today.
Cool. So yeah, you can see you're not going to go far, but eventually you will dig out all this coal, which again is about 50 some odd million coal, to get back to the back of the cavern where that refillable pile is. And as I dig in, it moves ever so slightly. I don't even know if you notice it, because the piles are just so huge. So you're going to have a whole different look in version 2 and a ton of material to get into there. We'll go down to the next one. You got the same thing with the stone. Huge stone walls. Yeah, good luck getting in there, but we will. Oh, I got some coal left in my bucket. Not going to get far with that. But again, you just got to get your shovel in the right position up against these walls and then wait for somebody to synchronize. Synchronization break. And thank you for the follow, Alex. 20012727.
You got coal in your bucket.
I did, but I just dumped it just before we froze in this lovely position.
And AJ says, very nice. For those of you who can't hear, read it.
Yeah, during the synchronization, I got my monitor back on for a few minutes. I haven't even checked. Yeah, great timing on the follower. Yep. I haven't even checked, but is the little animated tractor coming up when the followers alert goes?
Yes, it was.
Cool. There's another one for the donation alert, but you gotta donate to see it.
We will see if that's working real soon.
Anyhow, that is the, yeah, you've got another millions and millions upon millions of that cavern to dig your way back, as you can see, for the stone as well. We'll move on down to the salt. Salt's, the first passage was a little bit narrow, so we couldn't put too much in the passageway. There's a pile right there, as you can see. But we did leave you access so you could at least get the small equipment all the way down in here when you start off. But Dan dug out stuff to get the big cat there down in here. So that's about as far as he's got, I think. Made it to the salt, but he can't get it over to the sand because I was cruel. He's going to have to move back these walls a little bit to get into the sand.
Cruel, unusual punishment.
That's the way I like it. Cruel and unusual.
Oh, baby, yes.
Anyhow, I could squeeze the Cat 980 through there and into the sand area. And if you notice, I came through the one end of the gravel pit because there's no way. And you do have this pile is going to be going bye-bye eventually, because it's going to be hidden underneath the movable planes. But that's the old pile that refills over time, so I can dump that on the ground. We don't need that.
I thought this one tile you got a sail mod on. Will that?
That's good. All those.
Mistake?
Nope. All those are coming out. All the ones that are the sellable piles will be coming out when the final version is released. You could see, though, going through this gravel area, you can get up in here quite a ways. And you got to dig out all these walls. But if you want to go all the way around, you're going to have to dig this monster wall out here to get through that other side. So it adds for some little interesting realism down here in the gravel pit. Danny, do you have a... Is the big dump truck up there? Did you bring that back yet?
Well, I'm at the top of the area now, coming down around the ramp.
Alright, I think I'll go up to the gravel area and we'll fill it up and show them the new train that's in the gravel area.
Called a data synchronizing simulator.
A data synchronizing simulator? How did that get there? Did you move that, block me in? Or did there, I got around it.
AJ says, as Grateful 8 called it Grateful called it a data synchronizing simulator. I'm not sure what he's referring
Right.
to there, but that's...
Oh, look at that. 7 out of 10 followers already for today. We almost got the goal. Alright, as we go around here, we're heading back up. I'm going to meet Danny with the big truck. I'm going to fill it up with some gravel and bring it up to the new train.
I gotta come down and unload this coal before I can come up and get the gravel, so I'm coming down the hill now.
Alright, you can sell coal up there too as well. Just so you know. If you get some extra, you can sell any of the products down here.
And I'm almost at the coal plate now, so I just dump it back in the bin.
Welcome thank you for the follow, AJ Kazumara, I presume. Sorry if I butcher anybody's names, but we'll wait for Danny to come back up with the dump truck. We'll fill him up and get some stuff in the train. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, what I'm going to do quickly with my game here is log. Wait, can I do that? No, I'll stay in as I'm in as admin, so I'm not going to get any of the money that we make tonight. But I don't want to pause my stream, and I don't want them to see our password, so I'll stay logged in as admin. I don't know how to block it temporarily yet.
You gotta make up a cover screen, Dave.
Yeah, I got to make a cover screen. Hey, I did pretty good though. You like all the little boxes on my thing?
I actually haven't seen it. I'll have to take a look.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look. See how I did.
I'm sure it looks good.
I have some space for my ugly mug once I get the video camera working again. And a haircut. Danny, you filling up from there? That works. You probably got 30 million in there.
Hell, that works.
Yeah, that works. You got 30 million there probably.
No, I got 19.
You got 19 million? Do you really in there?
I can help out with that.
661,000.
Oh, what were you saying, Bacon?
I say I could help him out with that 19 million if he needs a hand taking some of it away.
Yeah. Well, he was digging it out so he could get the big cat stuff down in the lower end. You see, now most people will think, wow, 55 million in gravel just to get rid of that stuff? On our server, these guys take it down 5 million a day just to get it done. That's the way they are, so 55 million here might not be enough.
You want to jump in just to drive it up to the train, you want me to?
Yeah, if you're full, drive it up to train. I wanted to bring. I'll come up behind you so they can see that, and we'll get the throw mama from the train. No, we'll. New train. We actually, Jeff, everybody knows him as Big Daddy on here and on the forums. He took the in-game trains last night and reskinned them for today's update. So if you saw the trains that we put in the other that I had running in the other stream, they're all reskinned right now. We got to work out a couple little issues with them. The graphics were, I don't think he fixed those today. Some of the graphics were flashing a little bit. Yeah, they're still flashing a little bit, the Conrail graphics, but we're going to move those out a little bit so the flashing stops. So as you see, there's a train there that will take extra if you ever have any extra, if you want to make some quick cash. You just go over and around the backside where Danny's going, there's a sell point for sand, and let's see, we have a few people on, so the money for a full load is going to be divided. You can see we have the planes, one in each cart for each of the different types of stuff. 755, 493. So with all these people, a full load is only a little bit less than 1,000. How many people? So it's dividing that by 4. But you also get the bonus when you send the train. Now this is going to be a trick, because I'm not going to follow the train, but I'll show you guys this real quick, and then I'll jump down to my farm and see if I can get my speed buggy to catch the train coming at the other end. So you can come over here and send off the train just like the other trains. Thanks Scorpio 2030 for the follow. And you can see the train pretty much leaves the gravel pit and goes out the wall. Now, if I can find my little yellow monster, there we go. There's the other train for later in the show. And I started with the gravel pit and stuff, so if you guys tuned in late, I can re-show you this stuff. At the very end of showing everything that we put in so far, I will recap everything that we're doing right now if you missed anything. The only thing I can't show twice is the fishing, because we only have one fishing boat dock built that we sped up time to get that built for you today. And once we send it in the middle of the broadcast, it'll be the only time we can fill it up and send it. So if I can get across the map here quick enough, you'll see the new power lines that I put in. And those are above my head here, and the new radio tower is up there in the distance. There it is. The power lines currently can be turned on or off, so if you don't like power lines going through your fields, the control room will be back in this version as well. And the control room we had in 2013 allows you to turn on and off certain options in the map before you start playing. Once you close the door to the control room, nobody can get back into the control room. So you got to make. We'll show you the control room eventually too, and we'll shut off the power lines and show you how it works. Now with this control room, though, if I stop lagging, a little bit different than the last one. There's going to be two sets to the control room, two doors probably, one to the control room, and that you can re-enter and make changes while you're playing. Like the power lines, there's no reason why, unless we can put a separate door trigger that can be removed on each of them. Some of you may want to remove both doors, but others may want to keep the first door open. The first door will be things that can be turned on and off as you're playing. The second door will be stuff that you're going to want to set up so nobody ever touches again at the beginning of the game, or they can mess around with things. So things like turning the power lines on and off, we'll leave in the first control room. So if you want to do it just for a day, you'll be able to. Or you could close that entrance off permanently as well. I don't think I'm here too late. I got here pretty quick. The train does take some time to do its little loop. There we go. Here's the same gravel train coming out the bottom of the... And we're running from below the gravel pit. Let me bring up the map. You can see me. I'm over by field 24 on the west edge of the screen. Just below the you see where the quarry is up above. So the train comes out down below. We made it do a U-turn. And it goes down this side of the map. Now one of the things I want to mention too, as you're viewing this, there's no... You'll see the trains actually going through fields and stuff. That's because we kept our game live. I did not reset the textures yet. That'll be coming in a later update. So if the train goes through a field near the end, I already cut the fields back and removed grass, but it's still on our map. So have no fear if it looks ugly. It'll be gone. But the gravel train comes down, right down pretty much almost all the way. And when it gets to the end, we'll get another bonus of cash to sell off the rest of the gravel. So you're really, if you're going to do gravel sales or sand or any of the products, you want to fill up as much as you do in the train before you actually send it, because the train won't come back and start filling up again for another close to a half hour, I think it is, to go all the way down, turn around and start heading back. Now, if any of you were watching the stream the other day and caught bits and pieces, yep, the yellow car is on the Facebook page. And it goes 120. And it was made pretty much to race on the racetrack. You get some good drifting around the racetrack with this little car. I just got my monitor back up for a minute, as you can see, because I can read for a few minutes. Yeah, here is where we had to cut the field back so the train will look like it's going through the field and the grass, but it doesn't anymore. It just hasn't been cut back on our live game yet. Got to do a terrain foliage layer reset in order to get that out of there. And we're not quite ready to do that because everybody will have to replant their fields. There's a new road under the grass that goes straight over to that blank lot there, which something will be appearing there in the next, well, as soon as I figure out what I'm going to put there. I have an idea. Train comes down, stops here, and it will offload. And we will get the bonus 756923 757894. A little bit of bust, but that was just one load. You could really fill up the train. It's not meant to make a lot of money, but if you were the only person on, you just got about 5,000 each time. So almost, well, I think it's about 8,000 for a load is what the average is for the whole server. The more people on, the more it gets divided. So if you're playing single player, you fill that up. You get 4. Yep, I just rolled my car. You get, what is it? I think it's 2,000 on either end for the whole. So you get 4,000 for each full 100,000 that comes in. So that's train number 1. Let's go over to. There's our brewery still being built. Let's head on over to the, well, seeing as we're down here, I want to show you something. You guys, some of you are going to scream at me, but it's all Jeff's fault. If you were on last night when we were on 21-something stream, you would have seen a picture of a boulder that he created. So the boulders are in progress. And somewhere over here, I left them. Basically, when you start off, you're going to have to remove some extra rocks from your fields. And they're not easy to remove. He left a lift down here by it. Cool. But the cool thing is that the rocks, which you can see a few of them right there, actually have a capacity to them, much like the fillable pallets. And we're not 100% sure how we're going to do it. They right now they're filled with stone, so one rock is equal to 25,000 stone. You can kind of push them around, get them into the shovel. You really need to get a helper to get these suckers off the map because they're heavy and they do roll. But yeah, I'm just going to push it around. I imagine if I bring a truck over to push it into the bucket, it will pick it up. We had them in a bucket earlier. But the rocks have a capacity of 25,000 stone. They're going to be littered throughout the map for you to get rid of, or you're going to not be happy with them in your fields. And whether they go directly into what we're planning possibly is a stone crushing facility that can turn it into a few different products, like if you wanted to get extra gravel out of them. But you will be getting rid of them off the map. Yeah. I would need to have somebody push those in, and I don't think that little truck can do it. Let's find out. I don't know if this can push them. It's awful small.
Let me jump into one of the vehicles.
Ooh. I think I did it. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, you can use... Actually, what we were thinking of, I don't know if you guys ever saw the Bobcat soccer game we have. We might just bring in a soccer ball that we can push around just like those stones for playing soccer. But you can put a couple of stones into your bucket loader, and you will be able to take these and dump them into a trigger somewhere on the map, or play bowling, because they do like to roll downhill. And they are heavy. I can tell just by how slow this is going. They have a capacity. Basically, we figured out how to use the fillable pallets, like we're creating the wood pallets over at the... And we added the same features to the stones. So they're fillable stones with 25,000 capacity. And you can thank Jeff, who just logged in.
Jeff entered channel.
Here he is. He's now in our channel. Thank you, Jeff. Anybody that hates the stone idea, it's all his fault.
You're welcome.
I'm showing him the stones. I'm going to roll them down the hill.
Cool.
Although, I can't get they're so darn heavy, I can't get the lever up the hill with them in it.
Oh, you can get up the hill with it. I gotcha.
I got 2 of them in the bucket, which, yeah, they're heavy.
Yeah, they work good. They work great.
Yep, so I was explaining how we're going to probably put something to crush them down into the gravel product or the stone product for dumping. It'll be, and you'll have several of these throughout the map. Thanks for the push, Dan. Okay, we're going bowling. Whoa. There goes one. Roll away stones. They can pick up some speed. They're kind of fun to play with. Even if you don't want them in your fields, they're kind of fun. And they're, yeah, you can do a lot with them. You can even build little wall out of them probably if you tried. Look at them stones go. Anyhow, those are the stones. My twister is froze. If you're talking about the multi-stream, it probably just has to be reset, because that is yeah, something that does on that multi-stream thing every now and then. My stream is live, I can see that working. Okay, so what I'm doing, Jeff, is going through one at a time and the different things. Danny stole my car. Danny, can I have my car back? And you can jump on your stream is on the... Hello there, Cole. Or however you want to pronounce it. If you want to, Jeff, I'm going through one at a time, and fishing I'm going to save for the middle, and then we'll recap everything that's on the map at the end. But fishing can only be done once, so I'm saving that for last. I already drove them through
Sounds good.
I already drove them through the gravel pit and the gravel train and your stones. I'm heading over to the second new train over here.
Cool. What'd you guys think of the train and the gravel pit? You like it?
They might. We also swung by. Let's go by one of the sawmills again. We could see them actually working. Dan, do we have a pallet of boards around already made?
There's more than one by Audrey's, and there's one on the yellow farm.
Alright, if you want to grab one of those pallets, after I do this train, I'll go over and we'll dump it into a trigger and build one of the start building a second dock, so you can see how that's going to work.
Okay, I'll go steal one.
But first I'm going to go over and check and show them the animations on the sawmills, if I can find the sawmills. I know I put them here somewhere.
Use the use the 3 key and you pick one right up into one real quick here if
Yep.
I ever.
I have been making maps since the 2013 version, roughly a couple months after it came out. But I probably put in since that came out, in the last 2 years, what most people would do since 2009 came out in time. Excuse me for coughing there, I have a cold. Jeff is now joined the server. Thanks for the follow there.
3 key and you'll be at one of those mills.
We now have 12 out of 10 followers. Nice. Scran. Actually, I think we just got 3 more followers. Awesome. It does them in batches, apparently. So, let's see. I didn't... Now, you can see there's some new weed over here, too, on the ground. As well, we're over here. I just put this as a demo to see how it looked. You'll be seeing more of these types of weed grass around for decorating the map. This tall weed grass, it actually looks pretty good with the current grass that's there. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of that popping around. I don't know how well it's coming out on the broadcast, but you got some nice weeds there. I'll stop so that get a clearer picture. This is a sawmill I dropped off my boards to earlier, so you could see it's now functioning, or my logs. It's taking the logs in, and out the other side we have, well, over here we have the wood chips. It makes wood chips. Over here it's stacking them up, making a new pallet of boards. And that is our coal supply that runs the factory, the sawmill. You need the coal for the fuel. Now if you come over here, over on the deck, there's a bulletin board you walk up to. You can see our log total, our fuel. Our wood chip center board pallet is only 6%. One of the things I don't know if I mentioned, but the sawmills are... We start you off with these 2 that are right between the shell station and the log sell point. On the roads right there, there is a new road actually that will be going in. It's just covered with grass. It's right here. You guys will not see the grass, and if this were a new save game, the grass would be gone. I got to remove it from ours eventually. So there's a new road and new access that comes right through here, so you have pretty easy access to both the new sawmills. Onward, we have a second new train, and there may be more to come. We shall see. Again, as I crash into trees, Jeff did the reskins on the new trains, and they're looking pretty snazzy. Where is it? That's the lumberyard. I know it's over here somewhere. It was here the other day. And these trains, now that we figured out how, will be able to give you extra when you send them for additional products. We can make any product actually go onto the train. Therefore, and this one has box cars that will carry some of the premium products like Pepsi and stuff to locations, as well as over here the new Conrail trains that Jeff skinned up too. He fixed those up, recolored our engines. Looks pretty cool.
Did you catch what I recommended for lengths of logs at sawmill?
It doesn't matter. I use 4-meter lengths, but it gives you a quantity based on how long it is. So whatever you feel like doing. I haven't really looked at the numbers that closely to figure out which is best yet. That's in the minor details. I let you guys figure that stuff out. So we'll send off train number 2, even though we didn't load it with anything. We'll give you a tour of where train number 2 is going. Bumper cars. And then we'll go over, find a dock on the... How about the east side of the lake? There's 3 docks, Dan. I'll meet you over there before... Don't put them in yet, though. So this train,
Disconnected.
we got rid of the errors, I believe, today.
Yeah, I forgot to mention to you, I was running late tonight, but yeah, I did that quick. Not that I touched the map too often, but I knew what we need to change. I just changed it from static to kinematic on the yellow containers, and we're good to go.
Good deal. So the train runs down along, over the river on a new bridge. A little bit of scenery. Has anybody noticed? I don't know. You're just in here for the first time, pretty much. Danny's been on. Have you seen the ducks flying overhead, Dan?
Not yet. I'd seen them in the water and couldn't find my shotgun, so they're okay.
Okay. There's a new water tower. We're gonna have more decorations. There's a new water tower. Eventually, I'm gonna have they might move and everything because we might have a new way to get water. You might have to build them water facilities and be able to store water other than Culligan. But for those of you who know me, our intention was never to be able to let you fill water anywhere other than Culligan, because we wanted to add these additional water towers, and I did not realize that the lake allowed you to fill up any water source. So I can guarantee you in 2.0 it's not going to be as easy.
Oh, they're not going to hate my boulders as much anymore now you gave them that
No,
message.
not as much as you're going to hate my water. There goes the train. It'll turn around and it will go back in the grass again. We didn't remove it yet, but it is not there in a new save game. So we'll swing over to a dock on the east side of the lake here that is not built yet. There are currently 6 new fishing docks on the lake, and they're represented along the edges. If you follow along the edges, you'll see these yellow boxes right here. There is actually no dock. Each dock is going to take 50,000 boards, and once the 50,000 boards are in there, it takes 25 hours to build one. So not too bad to get a dock up and going. You can get a fishing boat going in a day, as long as you have a sawmill filled up. Alright, Danny can dump. You can see he's got boards ready. As soon as he pulls over that box, it'll dump them right in. Voila. Now if I go into the trigger, it shows I have 20% of the boards needed, 10,000. Each pallet of boards is worth 10,000. So he just needs 4 more pallets like that, and that dock will be built in 24 hours. It will start building immediately. Second, we got the cattails. There will be more of these appearing on the map as well, but a little bit of a design feature added, some nice cattails. And if I go over to where this dock is going to be built, and you look out in the water, I don't know how well you can see that on the stream, but there's some ducks swimming around there. There's another duck over there. And if I got out there where Jeff is running in the water, you could actually, if you look underneath Jeff, you should be able to see the fish.
I got fish and ducks.
The little fishies swimming. I don't know how well you can see them in the stream, but there's some fish swimming in the water. They always swim in the same direction. Don't ask me why. I think it's a current. Alrighty. Let's see. The island has a cell tower out there on it. You can see the cell tower, cellular phone tower. What else do we do? There's flying ducks. They're out there. I just don't know where they are. They're in the sky. When you get close and they're flying over your head, you will hear them quack. And there's 3 or 4 sets. Thank you for the follow, Jake.
TC2004 connected.
And let's see, I think we can, there's another water tower up here in this corner. And seeing as we've been going for almost an hour, we can do the fishing demo in the middle. Once I get out of this place. Oh, I know what I got to show you guys too before we do the fishing demo. You can see another water tower up there on the hill. That's actually a great location for us to make a buildable that will, I'm hoping I can make it so that there will be separate pumps to turn on down at Culligan to fill up the water towers, but I want to make it so you can only have one thing fill up at a time, so that therefore you can't just leave the switch on like people do right now. So there's another water tower as well, and it'll probably have to be built before you could actually use it. And along with some other building objects. But speaking of which, I'll go down and show you the basics of the control room that have gone in. Another planned feature is the bridges here. You're probably going to have to build them as well, so travel might be a little bit more difficult in the beginning of a game. Yep. Showing you some of the features. We have just started developing 2.0, and I put some things in, and if you're just arriving and you got here late, I'm going to start at the beginning after the fish demo, because I can show everything else twice, but the fishing demo is at the end of it, right after I show you the control room, because that's pretty much takes 8 hours for the boat to go out and come back in. And we only have one dock built, so you only get to see that one time. If you're more than an hour late in the stream, then you missed it. You'll miss it. But you didn't miss it if you're here now. And we'll be doing these streams much more frequently as we get features ready for you guys. We want to keep interactive with you guys, because you guys keep us going. We like to hear your comments and your ideas. Oh yeah, we got some new decorations down here at Shell. I didn't even get to that. We just put some. You're gonna see a lot of graphical changes. We want to add more detail layer to the map, and just go a little bit step further. So there's some new flags, Shell flags blowing in the wind down here by Shell Station, as well as there's some new Shell tanks back here with the Shell logo on it. And over on this side we added some little oil barrels. You can see them there with the Shell. Just gonna add some more detail objects, try to liven the place up a bit. That's why we've got ducks in the sky, but I didn't see any. They are flying. Let's head over to the current entrance, for which may change. Whoops, let's not hit the runway light. To the control room. And if you're just showing up, the control room is basically going to be the room where you can go in and turn on and off certain features of the map before you actually start a server game, or if you're a single player and it's just you, you can leave the door open all the time and just go in and out whenever you want to shut off or turn things on. And right now the only thing that's in the control room that's working is the switch to turn off the power lines that are out there. So anybody that's out there on the map right now is going to see the power lines disappear in a few minutes. But yeah, I didn't make this exactly easy to get to, but I did that on purpose. So we gotta go here. And if we go around this way onto the deck here, here's the entrance to teleport you through the wall into the control room. And here we are. Thank you for the follow, Viper. And you can see that this is where, this is the only switch in here, and it is for the power lines, and it will say power pylons above it at some point, but right now you see it only says on. Now the switches may change in the future. Currently the UPK developer, we do have discussions going on with him, but the activator trigger, which is basically an on-off switch, does not work correctly. So we're using the entity trigger, and what an entity trigger is when you stand in it, it activates it. So there's two sides to this trigger. One side, if you walk into it, will turn this on, which is already on, and you can see I'm using barley to use it as a switch and wheat to use as a switch, but that won't be displaying when you get the final version. It's still in testing. Over here, that barley went to wheat and turned it off. So if we go back outside, let me get back to my car. Well, from here you could see, let's go over to where the power lines were. I'll park over here. The power lines are gone. They were running right behind, I don't know if you remember, but we'll park this right over here. And you can see no power lines. Go back to my little vehicle. Several other features will be here as well with this control room at the start of a game, and then the option to remove the entrance as well will be here. So we go back over here, and we're going to go back and go into this side, and your sign says it's switched to on. So if we tab back over to that same vehicle and look out in the distance, where are our power lines? They are here somewhere. Oh, they're up there further. I didn't park. But yeah, they turn on and off. I guess I could have parked a little closer for you guys. The power lines are now back on. They're just a little bit too far up the hill from where I was. So basically, the control room right now, all it does is turn on and off power lines. Other features will be, hopefully, to turn on and off the multi-silos, because there are several people that have mentioned that they like to use just the placeable silos on the farms, and that will be one of the features in the beginning of the game. You just want to use the individual silos so everybody has their own storage. The placeable ones, you will be able to turn off the multi-silos as well at each farm with the flick of a switch. Nope, can't remove the flashers on the runway. You gotta stop running into them. You know, you gotta get used to maps. If I removed everything that people ran into, there'd be nothing on here but grass. As we wait for synchronization, anybody has any questions? The log fork. I'm not so thrilled with it, actually. It's alright. I think it's big and bulky. I'm so used to the smaller ones, but yeah, it works.
Dave, do you want to remind them you're not going to rush this map out? It might be a while.
Oh yeah, anybody, yeah, this map definitely is going to be a while. We are just starting development. We were waiting to see what Giants fixed in their 1.3 patch, and I literally have probably 100 things on a piece of paper that I got to go through at least, and they all got to be well tested before we get it out to you. So if you're playing the current version, play it, enjoy it, take your time. The longer we take, however, the better the map's going to be. So.
Dan entered channel.
Alrighty.
One thing to remember too, guys, is just remember this is a 1.3 beta that Giants put out. So if they make some tweaking, make some changes that's going to make us effectively change the map as well, it might be even a little bit longer. So we gotta Unfortunately, got to wait for Giants to come out with their official quote unquote 1.3. Just need to, unfortunately, take it day by day.
Yeah, we're also waiting on the UPK guy. If he gets some of his other features, that's more stuff we can do. If somebody comes up with when the script information is released, a way to remove the 64 fill types, that's even more stuff we can do, and that will just increase the length of time to get it out, but it will also add to the value in the content when it's finally released. And we're in no hurry. We want to get it all right and get it going good. You talking to me, Stale?
Yep.
My phone? I don't have a phone.
ET stole it.
For your donations.
Oh, okay, I can check that out. You didn't use the
Hey,
link
Jeff,
on the
those are
site.
some nice balls you got there.
Thank you. I always hear two at a time.
That's nice.
Yeah, keep them paired up. That's the best way.
Be right back in a second.
I think you're going to beat me up the hill, though.
Oh yeah, you're losing speed quick.
Yeah, anybody who wants to know just how poor I am? I haven't had a cell phone in 3 years because I can't afford one. And I have a monitor here that won't let me turn it on and off so I can check the browser's over on the second monitor. We'll check it once I get a picture again on that monitor.
You got a question about any ideas on the wheeled vehicle problems, meaning the max number of vehicles?
I have no idea what causes it or if it's any better in version. Thank you very much for the nice $50 donation there, Stale.
Oh, you're welcome.
That is awesome. And I will put that toward the monitor fund that I desperately need. So I can see it.
The wheeled vehicle problems, I mean, we haven't, fortunately or unfortunately, with the AR stuff, that's why that's incorporated to help alleviate that problem previously. But previously it was like 260, and I know there's a gentleman last night, the Simulator of Life, who's on Twitch, that plays this map quite frequent. He roughly, if I had to guess, probably close to 500 wheeled vehicles on his map. And then he started running into issues. So I'd say they still have an issue, but honestly, the amount of equipment, they really didn't base it upon a 4X map. It's more based upon a 1X map. So, we're fortunate that we can, when we hit the wall of 260 in version 1.2, but now we're up to, I'd say safely, you'll probably do at least 3, maybe 4 on 1.3 beta, but this comes down to, unfortunately, the engine that Giants use is still, something to be desired as far as utilizing, our higher end computers, made something that the average Joe can play as well as the high end gamer, unfortunately. So, instead of giving us a choice.
Anyhow.
And there is
Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
we have the dock and boat built currently.
Yes.
If you're wondering.
We're going to be coming over.
Okay.
Dan, did you get some corn for it? The fish now take corn, courtesy of my number one fan, Stale Popcorn Farts.
Here's the number 2 key to get into the vehicle that has the corn in it.
All right.
Over.
But while I'm here, before I go over there, I wanted to show you guys that I've been freeloading water off the lake on this side. You aren't going to be able to do it now, because we want you to use the Culligan plant. Yeah, you're going in if you try to get water out of this side right now.
What about the boat ramp?
The boat ramp has been removed. Oh, the boat ramp over in the bottom, I have to check that out. But yeah, I'm putting all my server guys to a test to see if they can fill water trailers. And wherever they find it that they can fill a water trailer that's not from Culligan plant, I am going to attempt to fix with the best of my abilities. So you can't do it. So that's just the way I am. All right. We have a spinning vehicle out of control. We have a boat. Now, if you... Welcome. Thanks for the follow. Whoever that may be on my monitor that I can't see. Don't throw the boulders in the lake, Jeff. You can never get them out.
I was going to see if the fish were hungry for some boulders.
If you were watching the brief update the other day that we were showing, you would have seen a different boat. Again, Jeff did some research, found a nicer looking boat, and there's the boat at the dock. So, if also, thanks to Jeff, you now have to back up to the tip of the dock to unload the truck. But before we do that, I wanted to show you, we'll zoom out here. It's not perfect, but now is just a simple two-phase process. When we start dumping the corn, the boat's going to switch to the other side of the dock. There's some ducks out there we'll probably run over. And it's going to zip out into the water. So here we go. There goes our boat. And it's going out. Oh, do you see the ducks flying above head? I saw the shadows and I heard them. Yeah.
Ross, I gotta put your updates on YouTube.
So if I stay here long enough. Yeah. What's that? Putting updates on YouTube? Yeah, we will be putting all the information, and I will be doing a series, and we may even take this live broadcast if it's recording correctly and get that up on YouTube as well. But we'll do the boat demo. We'll do the whole thing like we did in 1.3. There were ducks that flew overhead. I don't know if anybody heard them. I saw the shadows. They fly by pretty fast. But anyhow, the boat's out there in the water. And basically, we're going to have to fast forward time again so that we can get that boat in. So if anybody's seeding on the server, you should probably stop. We'll check around before we do that. Make sure. If somebody wants to jump in the other channel and make sure those guys that aren't in the Twitch broadcast know that we're going to fast forward time, or find out if anybody's putting down seed, that would be awesome.
I believe the trigger of the boat ramp downtown is going to disappear real soon.
Oh, yeah?
The boat ramp into town you get water from, and I got a feeling that trigger's going to disappear.
Oh, if we get... Well, the trigger's built into the water, so we're going to have to remove the ability to back onto that ramp into the water. These banks will get a lot sharper. So our boat's out there fishing. It's an 8-hour fishing trip. So we're going to fast forward to probably the next morning in a little bit, bring the boat back in, see what it caught. Now, did anybody jump into it? Here, I'll be back in a second. I'm going to jump down and make sure nobody is seeding down there. I'll be right back. Well, you guys will still hear me. Hey, Mike and Chris, either of you seeding fields right now?
Negative.
Mike, no? Alright, we're going to do a fast forward to get the boat back in. And if it's dark, we'll probably go back to a whole nother day. So, I'll be back.
August.
One, and to be honest with you, when we originally started using them, it's not bad when you don't have much going on. Unfortunately, when you have all these a lot of things running at once, it's constantly collecting information from the server, and we started noticing a lot of lag and hiccup because with 12 guys on our server, what it's doing is constantly transferring information from one guy to the other guy to the other guy, And if one gentleman or one person had a bad internet connection, you definitely noticed it, and it would constantly bring down the whole server because you only go as fast as your slowest connection. So in the end, we opted not to do glance or inspector mod for that reason. That is constantly grabbing and updating and sending, and it really killed the gameplay. It made it almost not fun, and we pretty much had to pull a plug on it due to the fact with everything going on. There is a cool one now. There's a guy that I was talking to earlier today about the drive control mod, which basically the newer version is you can actually tells you when you're driving a harvester up next to a trailer. It actually tells you the percentage in the truck itself that your trailer that you're emptying into. So it's a nice feature, but we've got to watch because there is a bugged version of that out there as well. So we kind of try to not grab mods that will pull information constantly from the server and send it out to the players, because the more you pull and grab, you're only going to be as fast as your slowest connection, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, this boat is bugged. On the server. It should not be keep going back out. It should be coming in as it uses the bait, but it keeps flipping around. So it's selling the fish automatically for some silly reason. You can see at the top of the hour it turns around, but once the fish are sold off, I think it's selling the fish, it's flipping around. Maybe it's working now. That was weird. It just jumped around out there. Usually means that the fish are being sold. But anyhow, I don't know why it did that. Unless it didn't catch any fish the first 3 hours, that would be the only reason, which is possible. But now it's coming in, so it looks like it's working. Now, it works fine offline, but it is coming in. It bounced around a little bit.
Could be due to we haven't fast forward on. You think once it's close to the top of the hour, just slow it down?
It could be on the server with the fast forward being an issue, because the UPK doesn't like fast forward mod at all, or fast forwarding for that matter. It gets a little it was probably just synchronization. See, it switched around again, which it shouldn't be doing that. I wonder if I'm in
1907 if you want to stop your time at such if it ain't right.
well, I gotta bring the boat all the way in, but it's bugging out. It's going backwards. It'll flip at the top of the hour to be coming in. Maybe I jump. Let me check the triggers.
Yeah, it's currently coming in now.
Yeah, see it. It switched back though. Shouldn't be doing that. So yeah, the boat is bugged. Like I said, live test on the server, first time. Works offline. Basically, the boat's gonna come in and have fish on it, but I guarantee you that when our boat gets in here, it doesn't have the fish because something is not working on this boat. It is. Don't dump more. Are you dumping more in there because it's gonna send the boat back out? Don't.
Oh no, that's fine.
Don't dump. I want to get the boat in here. That is just weird. It shouldn't be in that position at all. So as you can see, we got some work to do. It should be on the other side and show us how much fish we caught, but apparently all the fish are being sold instantly, so a trigger is stuck. Oh wait, that's where it's supposed to be when it's empty. But why it was turning around and going backwards is beyond me, and there is no... But when the boat comes in, you will be able to come over here and see on the deck fish. But I don't even have a... Oh, yep, fish is 0. So it was selling them for some reason instantly. And we'll have to get that fixed. So the boat demo was a bust, but we'll get it working.
Alright, for anybody that's following me and watching, I'm currently chasing the ducks flying in the sky, so you get a quick glance at those.
Oh, there they are. There's the ducks flying over. Yep, if you're watching me, there they go. They fly by pretty fast. And they're going bye-bye. So yeah, you can see ducks. Let's stop some time. What time did you say it was, Dan? 1911 close?
9/11.
Alright, well, this is good for now. So, if you guys were just late joining us, obviously the boat thing still needs some work. I don't know what happened. I should have had him build the one boat that I was actually testing with, but I will look into that and see why that happened on the server. It's almost like the activator trigger, which is on the boat, was stuck on selling. Let's see if I can see it. Whoops.
It'd be the fast forwarded thing we just did what cost it.
Ah, this is funky over here. No, it shouldn't have been the fast forwarding. I fast forwarded offline. This, yeah, could be that it thought somebody was standing in the trigger online, because this is very funky. I can't even get out on the dock.
Yeah, I'm on a dock. I'm going to get on a boat now.
You are?
Don't
Because
know.
I don't see you. You're right by your car.
Yeah, no, I'm actually on the boat, looking at the back of the boat.
Yeah, okay, so its detection is a little bit messed up on this server still with 1.3. But we'll check it out. We'll run it through some more tests. Basically, when the boat comes in, depending on how many fish you caught, you could jump on the deck of the boat and you'll see crates of fish on the boat. And then, while you're on the deck, it sells them off. And then you can rebait it and send it back out. But for some reason, as you can see my screen, I couldn't even walk out on the dock. Here, we'll send the boat back out just for giggles. See what happens without fast forwarding a little later. Let's send it out. Well, it does it every hour, so it should.
Thank you for the follow, J Dollar.
Anywho, back to the beginning. For those of you who just are joining, we'll go through one more time tonight what we've done so far. Starting off with gravel pit. And I'll head on up there. And we'll try to do this feature at least once a week, I think, with what we've accomplished for that week. Get a broadcast for you guys. I don't know how much I'll accomplish this weekend with a wedding in the family that we'll be going to, but let's see what we can get done. And, oh, that's not the smartest route to take. And nobody ever accused me of being smart. Danny!
Alright, Scott, we'll see you back in game on Saturday, hopefully.
Okay, what no did you do?
No, I flipped my little yellow. I'll reset it.
We should have another one in our group. I bought another one just a couple minutes ago.
That's okay. I don't even know why I'm driving this silly thing right now. Where am I? Oh my gosh. You know how hard it is to find these vehicles? Yeah, I think I'll end up resetting something on Danny's farm. Oh, there I am.
You're in a gully.
Not anymore, I'm not.
Reset that puppy.
Yep, reset back to my farm. Heading back up to the gravel pit. Although I should be... Yeah, I gotta bring my car. Power lines, as you can see, running across the map, are removable, as we discussed in the control room earlier. I'd like to know, would you guys prefer... I got a huge radio tower over there, which I did not make it so you could turn it on and off. But if anybody would prefer to have the radio tower so that you can shut it off and not have it there. That can be done as well. I just didn't think it was that intrusive on the map, like the power lines are, because there are a few power lines that have pylons in the middle of the fields. As you can see, most of them I tried to keep them out of the fields, but in some instances it just wasn't possible, so you will have to either turn them off or remove them or go around them. You can leave them on all the time. Thank you for the follow. And
Sam moved to farming channel.
anybody that's late showing up, we're going over everything except for the bad fishing demonstration one more time. And if you have any questions as well, I'm more than happy to answer them when my monitor turns back on. My second monitor.
Question is, does the radio towers affect screen refresh rates or such?
Frame rates might drop in that area with more objects. It depends on your computers. We've got a lot going on the map. I'm still on the server. What am I pulling? 3940 with all the detail. If there wasn't so much going on the map, I'd be a little bit better. You got the crop planted here will definitely kill my rate, the sugar cane, but it's not too heavy on the resources. A little bit lower around it with all the stuff that's around. But you could see it's got some big anchors on that sucker, and some of them might be in the way for some people.
Thank you for the follow. I love her.
It's a monster, and it's anchored all over the place. Hold it down. Are you going to say something, Jeff?
Yeah, I was just going to say, howdy, Simulator Life, and for any of you guys out there that are curious about what Pleasant Valley 1.2, which you currently have out
1.3.
there released. I'm sorry, 1.3. Swing by and see Simulator Way of Life. He's usually playing that map and has quite the amount of vehicles. Always good to check him out.
I am glad you made it, Simulator Way of Life. I stopped by your channel earlier. You were offline. But we are going through one more time everything. The fishing demo kind of busted a little bit, so that didn't quite work out the way we wanted. I don't like to look at my frames when I'm playing because sometimes it depresses me. But turn them off. So we're gonna.
It's like the radio tower affects screen effect or refresh rates at all.
Nah, it seems to be pretty good. It's very low poly radio tower. It's not one of the worst things on the map, that's for sure. So back into the gravel pit. What do we got down here? I've got the cat. I'm bringing the cat down in once again. We've got a new train, which we'll go over that in a little bit, but right now we're going down and showing you the gravel pit and what we did. And this is at least working. And the fish will be working too. For some reason, I don't know why, the activator triggers always worked flawlessly until now. And it's probably just that. It might even be on that one dock. There's Chris going crazy with looks like stone for drywall probably in his big train.
Computer's been down all day.
Oh, that's no fun. Well, I'm working. I can't see it chat all the time. I've got a second monitor hooked up right now. Yep, Sand and Gold works now. It always worked. It just sold it off automatically or sent it to the bank automatically, depending on how. Now at least you have to activate it. Some people were confused by that. Now, in our gravel pit, these walls have already been moved back, courtesy of Dan digging millions and millions of gravel. But there's still quite a bit here, and basically all these piles here on the side are loaded with gravel and sand, or up here gravel. And I'll give you an idea. Each section, this being a section right here in front of me, and then over here there is another section right there. That one, each of them holds 11 million. So to move the section completely off the map, it's 11 million gravel. There's another one there. Big huge one right there. And they're actually a lot smaller than they used to be because, like I said, everybody's been trying them out, and Dan is trying to squeeze the big cat loader down into the gravel pit. So he widened the paths, moved some of the walls back. Now, one thing I did not mention before in the gravel pit is, and I don't know if it'll change or not, it depends on how, yeah, these are much wider up here. You'll get a better taste of what it's like when we get to the sand area. This was moved back so he could get the big equipment down he was digging. These piles right here on the end are the refillable ones. If I dig into this, it'll move back. Well, let me dump. This will move back a lot faster because this is 500,000 and it will refill and move back out, as well as the other one right next to it.
Viper, I too like the 994F better than I like the 980H. It
Yeah.
should be a little better run.
Oh yeah, it's a nice thing. Just right now, this is easier to get around in with all the. As you can see, the coal. This time I will jump out. Give you an idea. You're not gonna. Well, you could actually walk back here in some places, but you're not gonna get very far with a vehicle. I can't even get further than that walking. I'm stuck. We can climb. Yeah, there's tons and tons of coal here.
Are you stuck?
No, I'm moving. I'm climbing the coal. All the way to the back of this cavern that you're going to have to move if you ever want to get back here. And I still have a F5 on. That's why the yellow lines. Yeah, all this coal in here, you're not going to get any vehicles until you move it. Again, another over 50 million in coal. I hope I can find my way out of here. I think I'm lost in the coal caverns. Awesome. Yeah. All right. I think I'm tabbing to the vehicle because I'm lost in the cavern. Oh,
I see you.
yeah, I can see your name. Oh, let's see. Follow the light. There we go. Following the light. Tons of coal back in here to be removed. And if you do remove it, just like everything else, there is a refillable pile buried underneath in the back, so you will never run out. And if you need more than 55 million coal, you're playing this map longer than we are. But there will be a refillable pile for points after that as well. Down here we did the same thing with your stone. Yep. You're not gonna go far here until you dig out all this stone. Same way. One monstrosity. Here, I'm gonna dump some coal. One monstrosity of stone. You could see it ever so slightly when I dig into it with this move back. Each of those planes, 11 million. Why 11? I don't know. Could have been 10. But 11 seemed like the right number at the time. We do things oddly around here. So we use odd numbers.
I was wondering how far back you can get that.
What's that? Oh, get what?
Oh, Jeff is ahead of me here.
Yeah, so here we have, again, salt. You've got salt piled everywhere. We left you enough room to get some vehicles through most areas. Thanks for the follow, Tanman76, and whoever's name pops up there next, now that I got my monitor back up. And Jeff's blocking the way.
I'm way ahead of you.
Oh, Dan's blocking the way. So you can see, you've got some work to do if you want to get through, because the sand's on the other side of the salt here. But we really like the realism that this provides. Jeff or Dan, you want to get ready and load up a load for the train? Of anything, really. Doesn't matter which one. Dump truck.
On my way.
And I'll be up there in a few minutes as I go into Sand Alley here. And the sand, again, sand is everywhere. We didn't move back these walls too much yet. We have done a little bit, and that fillable pile will be buried underneath one of these walls eventually, so it will be accessible last. I still have salt in my thing. How did I do that? Well, I'm wasting salt.
Comment, have you, Viper, have you thought of using an excavator instead of a wheel loader? Most mines use big excavators rather than, I don't know, the link got deleted, but anyway.
Looking for a better excavator. Yes, we have some ideas for getting excavators, and actually, to believe it or not, some of these piles will have a spot a little bit higher on the wall, so you would need an excavator to get the last piece of them out of there if you really wanted to, when they're pushed back. But you can see you're not going to go very far in the sand area. You can get up and over here, and you can go pretty, you know, there's some room to move around. Just not very much until you dig it out, but you cannot use both entrances until you take down the beast. This big one right here. Once that one's moved out of the way, you can get back up through. Until then, you'll have to go around the long way.
How far back in there were you able to get sand? F? All the way to
There
the
is
sand?
there's a wall of sand, and I cannot pass.
Yeah, you can't go all the way.
Let's have to work on that then.
Cannot go on the wall up. Yep, you got to dig that whole thing back a little bit up there to get through that one. Through that direction.
Last time I put that big truck through here, I got stuck and had to dig my way out. That's how come I got decided to start digging.
Yeah, well, you got the big equipment down in here already. That's pretty impressive. I'm picking up salt by accident. I'm trying to get around them. All the product I wasted. Don't tell anybody.
It's not like anybody's watching.
Yeah, exactly. I got 17 new followers today. Thank you, everyone. And Angel Killer, thank you for following.
Viper, I agree with you. This does is a little more realistic when you got to dig your way through a mine to get to point A to point
Oh, yeah. Now, at the bottom of our page, you will find links to our forums if you want to discuss things that are going on. We set up new forums for anybody. In the Facebook page and our mods website. And that's one thing I had not mentioned either. Well, we got always looking for help around here. If anybody has any skills that they can bring. We have more room. Modeling skills, scripting skills, And really, web developers skills wouldn't hurt either. I've got so much to do, and I have to thank Viper 278 because I noticed on the forums he's been really jumping in and answering a lot of questions for me and saving me a ton of time. And also the CAD, and I don't know if you're out there, and a lot of you guys have been great. Memolar, and obviously the Simulator Way of Life and 21 something have both done phenomenal jobs with their live streams. So thank you to our viewers as well. You've been doing awesome. And the more that you guys answer for me on the forums, the easier it makes my life so I can keep map making. You don't want to tie me up too much in forums, or you won't see this map till next year sometime. And yeah, made some nice charts. And again, we have another follower that I will see pop up in a little bit if my monitor stays on. And up here we have a new train here in this old graphics section. Or in the, yeah, old graphics section. That made a lot of sense. We have a new train with new skins and flashing graphics that Jeff's gonna fix for us. Or I will fix. It's not too bad. The new Conrail train. It lets you sell. We've got XX Ace Skills. Ace Skills. Welcome aboard. The Conrail train. New skins. It will allow you to sell off all the products on the map. Sand, gravel, well, not all the products up here in the gravel pit, or the quarry. And there's a lot of people on our server right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the server gets cut, so that's 6. So what is one load going to get us, Jeff? You want to dump the truck, or?
Oh, I figure since you have most of the streamers, go for it, man. That way you can see it.
Yep, no problem.
I will hop in the front elevator and watch it happen.
Well, we're going to dump in. I'm keeping track of money. Can you clear your money and give me an exact total of what we get out of the first one?
I just cleared mine.
Go for it.
All right, because I'm not 100% sure, but it's divided 6 ways. And coal gets a little bit more because it's just a little more than sand and gravel. You gotta. So that's the first in. How much was that? It's probably not a lot.
770.
770 times 6, though.
Right, it's 3,300 or 4,300, right?
Right. Somewhere around there. 770. Yeah, whoever wants to do the math, have a ball. And that's just part of it because you could send the train and get a bonus, which we will find that out in a minute. I will send the train. Hey, look at that. It's got a PV. I don't know where the numbers 66 and 78 came from, but they work.
Come on now.
What? 66? Oh, I know where they came from.
There you
You asked
go.
me the other
I
day.
was waiting. That's right. There you go.
Okay. Should we tell anybody that?
No.
Leave it as a surprise. A mystery, yeah. See you later, 66 and 78. And the train appears to disappear, which is pretty kind of cool. These buildings are just really where the train comes in. It goes through the wall and disappears and comes back. Sort of. Let me find my go-kart buggy. Where do we leave them? There are things parked
Right over near the entrance.
everywhere. Okay, I'm in my go-kart buggy. And I'm going to find the train. Yeah, I hear you, Viper. I've been unemployed with a disability, waiting on disability claim for 2 years now. So I've had a lot of time to work on the map, but I have absolutely no income.
Yeah, just like David said, we appreciate the help on forums. I tell you what, unfortunately, in doing it on Facebook, it was getting kind of almost a burdensome. It's like a daily task, and with the forums, we appreciate everybody that chipped in and helped out. It really takes a lot of weight off our shoulder, and we can concentrate on making things a lot better in the map.
I find it easier for me on the forums to find the questions as well. It's more organized. I know I wish I had time to drew up a nice map fact. If anybody wants to do some facts on the map, I mean, there's a ton of people frequently ask questions, and people are always asking repeatedly. But Jeff and I usually are keeping pretty busy trying to keep this project going. So any you guys want to, you notice I've been sticky in some stuff and taking your suggestions. But really, for those of you who have had any problems running the map at all, if you follow the simple basic rules, 100% of the time it's worked as long as the mods are not corrupted on download. And those rules are: use only the mods we provide, use them in a separate folder with no other mods, and you'll be good to go. It's simple as that. When you start adding your other stuff, issues will come in. This map needs all 64 fill types, which is the biggest problem. But anybody... Oh, and some people have been unzipping their mods. I don't know why they do that. Rather than... I mean, you gotta unzip the packs of zipped mods, but the individual zip files themselves do not have to be unzipped, and I'm pretty sure that's an issue for some people as well. On some computers, the mods don't read right if they're unzipped. Some of them. I think the buyable object script is one of them, but my goal is to eliminate the buyable object script because it is the one that causes the most problems, and utilize what we can in the UPK as much as possible. And there goes our train. Yeah, perfect timing, by the way. I took a little detour around there and got down here just in time to see it come out. And it runs down the whole side of the map as I lag out because I'm streaming and Jeff's zipping by me at the same time. Too much going on.
I will get out of the way.
No, it's fine. Too much going on my computer. But make sure your numbers are cleared when we get to the end of the line and it sells off so we can get the rest of the total for one load of coal. It should be another $3,000 plus, roughly. The OG Batman. Thank you for the follow. I guess my follower goal was doubled today. Awesome. For those of you here for the first time or watching us, there's a multi-stream link, and it is... Let me see if I can get it and post it for you guys as the train zips by in my stream here.
Yeah, I've been on my own here just because I joined the game a little late.
Yeah, but you're in on the same multi-stream. You were a part of it the other day.
Oh, it popped me up?
I used the same link, actually. Not all of us are streaming, but if any of us are, we're on there. There might be some that are offline. But that's...
Oh, very cool.
Yes, we are actually on the same farm. You can have up to 16 players on a server at the same time, playing in the same, helping each other out. Today we're not actually playing, we are actually showing off some of the new features that will be on the map that'll be coming out in a couple months. As we add them, we'll be doing this. I'll try to do a weekly Twitch update for you guys, and stop in. You never know when I'll broadcast something. You might even catch a broadcast of the Hunter when I decide to take a break from both. But the train goes down. This field has been corrected. It just isn't on our map. It no longer goes through the train track because I have to do a graphic reset to fix that. The train comes all the way down to
Thanks for the follow, XX Ace Skill XX.
Here is where the train's going to stop. Now, where'd you put the boulders, Jeff? That was the next part of my tour.
They are over with the front end loader.
Over by the dock still?
No. I put them back home where they belong.
And over by the... oh, back home.
The Lieberman.
All right, so when the train sells, 790, 740, 791, 175. So you got a bonus.
Doing a good, Skills. Thanks for asking. How you doing?
You get a little bit of a bonus, and that's times 6. So if you're a single player, you just made another 6 grand, I think it is. These things just roll over. You can see we're partially built into the bread factory. This is our second time through the map with everything on it, and we will keep adding and testing to the existing map, but already the save game file, it takes a genius to figure it out. Well, not someone that made the map to figure it out to keep the game going. Editing the indexes and everything. All right. I'll jump into the Lieber. Hey, I could explain a couple of extra things that I have planned. I'm not going to give you guys all the details, but first thing is, and we should notice it on this as well, is there's something missing that I fixed, which in the last update I kind of messed up the bale. Yeah, we're 2 bales shy, I think, of having a bale maze piece up here. So that is fixed. The bale maze will now appear in sections once again. For those of you who have made it to the end of the line and done the fairgrounds, I'm not going to give away a lot, but it has been mentioned. It'd be nice if there are people walking around. I couldn't do that before. I guarantee in the next version, when the fair is built, there will be people and some cars in the parking lot. Not a ton of cars because obviously server issues. I'd love to be able to put one in every single spot, but that's not going to happen. One of the things I want to do, and I know it can be done, is there's quite a bit of empty space in the fairgrounds down on, and when I get to this point, it'll be closer to when we're finished with the map, so we have the fairgrounds to show you. But there's a field, there's a sign obviously that'll pop up here, but there's some room down here that I didn't quite know what to do with. But what I'm going to do is have a vehicle display set up with some ramps to park tractors on, and basically, when the fair is running, if you bring over some of your farm equipment and park one in each of the spots provided, for each vehicle that's in one of those triggers while the fair is running, you will get a bonus to your income as it's running. So once the fair starts up, you drive over and park your spots will appear where you can park several different vehicles, and for each piece of farm equipment you bring to the fairground and leave there while the fair is running, you will get a bonus, which I think would be a pretty cool idea and give you another reason to get to the fairgrounds.
Yeah, Viper, to answer your question, the question was, Dave, a suggestion to run the map run the train the whole perimeter of the map. And basically, the answer to that, Viper, currently it's tough to do curved track on our map. Our map maker guy is still working on some curves, but it's a long radius, so it'll take up a lot of real estate. And then, maybe in a future release, but as of right now, I don't think we could do it.
The running all the way around the map, you'd have to run it. We're doing pretty much straight runs. It's very hard. Turns on the train track take a lot of space, exactly. And the way our map's already built, we'd have to cut out and cut into too many of the things that are here. However, I will say we did add the 2 trains, so I'm guarantee you this is the only map with 4 trains on it.